An Indian netizen left me a message. If Chinese are smarter than Indians, then why do Indian Americans have higher incomes than Chinese and other ethnic groups, ranking first? I think these Bharat netizens really have problems with their brains. They often leave some stupid comments on my channel and make several mistakes in just one question. So in this video, let's help this Bharat netizen repair his broken brain. First of all, I have never said in my channel that Chinese are smarter than Indians. I even said that even if there are public data, the average IQ of Indians is around 80, while the IQ of Chinese is around 105, but I am still not a believer in the IQ theory. I also said at the time that there are many Indian CEOs in Silicon Valley in the United States. Although many of them rely on fake academic qualifications and recommendations from fellow townsmen to get their positions, it is undeniable that Indian CEOs of large companies such as Google and Microsoft are still good. My previous videos are still in the channel list. I hope that Bharat netizens can change their character of making up stories without investigation. You are not Pocky Sharma. She is my goddess. She lies casually, and I still love her. If you men with athlete's foot make up stories on my channel, I will only ruthlessly mock you. Secondly, I would like to ask this Bharat netizen, do you live in the United States? Are you one of the high-income Indian Americans? If not, why should you be proud of other people's wealth? What does these wealthy Indians have to do with you? Adani and Ambani are both top Asian billionaires. Will they share their wealth with you? Will they invite you to live in their villas, or take you on their luxury yachts, or reserve a special seat for you on their private jets? When you were strolling in the wealthy areas of Mumbai with your children, you were ruthlessly expelled by security guards, right? Are you qualified to take your wife to go shopping in high-end shopping malls in Mumbai? I have never been proud of the fact that China has top billionaires such as Jack Ma and Pony Ma, because these people have no intersection with me, and I have no chance to share their wealth. But in China, I enjoy clean cities, perfect infrastructure, good medical and educational resources, and can afford cheap and fashionable cars. My son can eat beef, cherries, durian, and drink milk. He has 4 tablets and a variety of toys. I can afford all of these. I don't necessarily need to be proud of these, because too many families in China enjoy such a life. And even some people who set up stalls to sell snacks in front of the school can afford all of this with their income level. You can compare everything I have said and travel to China to verify whether it is true. If your income cannot afford the air ticket, you can go to TikTok and YouTube to see the sharing of foreigners living in China, especially Indians, to see if their living environment is what ordinary Indian families can have. Third, if you are a successful Indian American, then I would like to ask you, you are so successful in the United States, why do you support the ignorant religious peddler Modi? Don't you know how poor and dirty India is, and how bad the lives of ordinary Indians are? You don't go back to your country to solve India's problems and free your compatriots from the hellish living environment, but hope that they will continue to be deceived by Modi and BJP and live like animals. Has your conscience been eaten by dogs? Or did you leave your conscience in the placenta when you were born and it was directly separated from you? Indians don't deserve clean and sanitary streets? Don't they deserve sufficient meat, vegetables, and fruits? Don't they deserve decent medical care and education? The more successful Indian Americans are, doesn't it show how incompetent and dark the Indian government is? Since they are so dark, why don't you allow me to expose and criticize them? Are you in the same group with them? Finally, I want to tell this Bharat netizen some stories. In the 1950s, a large number of Chinese scientists who had achieved great success in American society gave up the favorable living conditions in the United States and returned to backward China without hesitation. They gave up their single-family villas in New York and Los Angeles and lived in the desolate Gobi Desert with their colleagues. Their children lost milk, bread, steak, fried chicken and dolls, and ate baked potatoes and played in the mud like their colleagues' children. They took off their decent suits and put on cheap work clothes. It was these people who made China have atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, satellites, intercontinental missiles, and nuclear submarines, laying the scientific and technological foundation for China's modernization. After the 1980s, a large number of Chinese students moved to the United States every year. Some of them graduated from prestigious American universities, got excellent jobs, and integrated into the upper class. But these people always couldn't forget the poor and backward China. Many of them gave up everything in the United States and returned to China to teach and work. Together with their poor compatriots, they promoted China's integration into the world division of labor system, completed industrialization, and eventually became the world's factory and a technological power. Today, China's industrial output value is the sum of the United States and other major industrial countries. China's software technology can compete with the United States, and its hardware technology surpasses the United States. China has hundreds of large cities and thousands of small and medium-sized cities. They all have clean streets and good infrastructure. When bloggers from Western countries travel to China, they often use shock as the title of their vlog. The United States has Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon, while China has ByteDance, Tencent, Alibaba, and Pinduoduo. The United States has Uber, while China has Didi. The United States has Apple, Nvidia, Intel, and AMD, while China has Huawei, BYD, DJI, and Unitree. The United States has GPS, while China has Beidou. The United States has the International Space Station, while China has the Tiangong Space Station. Americans can walk in space for 8 hours and 56 minutes, while Chinese can walk in space for 9 hours. The American rover can land on Mars, while the Chinese rover can also do so. Americans can bring back lunar soil from the moon, while the Chinese can do so as well. The United States has F-22 and F-35, while China has J-20 and J-35. The United States has Boeing 737, while China has C-929. China has also successfully tested the sixth-generation aircraft that the Americans do not have. China also has products such as hydrogen-oxygen detonation engines that are still under development in the United States. It can be said that the Chinese elites have always regarded the revitalization of China as their ultimate ideal. The Chinese do not need to be proud of their high income in American society. The Chinese have their own technology companies and their own modern cities, which are incomparable to the rewards of any Western masters. Bharat Netizen, is your brain okay? I have already welded the broken screw for you, and I also used a blower to blow away the dust in your head. But I will only treat you once. You must take good care of yourself in the future. If your brain is broken again, no one will fix it. Don't ask me who I am. I am a soul engineer, specializing in saving those broken souls and brains.